My best man stood up at my wedding and announced, "I can't let you marry her after what I found in her basement." The ballroom went silent, except for the string quartet still playing softly in the corner until someone had the sense to cut them off. 300 guests stopped mid-conversation, champagne glasses frozen halfway to their lips, all eyes locked on Trevor standing at the head table with his face red and his hands shaking. My bride Natalie turned to look at me from where she stood near the cake, her white dress catching the light from the chandeliers, her expression cycling through confusion to fear to something I couldn't identify in the half-second before chaos erupted. Trevor's voice came out louder the second time, cutting through the rising murmur of shocked whispers. "I need everyone to stay calm. But there are things in Natalie's basement that the police need to see immediately. I'm not making accusations. I'm just saying what I found when I went to get the emergency seating charts she said were stored down there." My mother grabbed my arm so hard her nails dug through my tuxedo sleeve into skin, and Natalie's father stood up from his seat, looking like he was about to charge across the room and physically remove Trevor from the premises. I stood frozen, trying to process words that made no sense strung together in that order. Trevor was my best friend since college, the guy who'd helped me pick out the engagement ring 6 months ago, who'd thrown my bachelor party 2 weeks back, who'd spent yesterday afternoon helping me tie my bow tie correctly because my hands were shaking too badly to manage it myself. The idea that he would stand up during my wedding reception and say something designed to destroy everything felt like reality fracturing around me. Natalie finally found her voice, and it came out high and strained in a way I'd never heard before. "What are you talking about? What basement? We don't even have a basement." Her face had gone pale beneath her makeup, and I noticed her hands were trembling as she gripped the cake knife she'd been holding when Trevor started speaking. The wedding coordinator rushed over trying to salvage the situation, suggesting we all move this discussion somewhere private, but Trevor shook his head and pulled out his phone. "I took photos," he said. "I didn't want to believe what I was seeing, so I documented everything before coming up here. The police are already on their way because I called them from the parking lot 20 minutes ago." The room erupted in competing conversations as guests tried to make sense of what was happening. Natalie's mother started crying loudly while her father shouted at Trevor to shut his mouth or face a lawsuit for slander. My own father appeared at my side, asking what the hell was going on and whether I knew anything about this basement Trevor kept mentioning. I genuinely had no idea what he was talking about. Natalie and I had been together for 2 years, engaged for 6 months, and I'd been to her townhouse hundreds of times without ever seeing or hearing about any basement. The place was built in the 70s as part of a development that famously had no basements due to the water table issues in our area. Every real estate agent I'd ever spoken to made a point of mentioning that particular detail about properties in that neighborhood. Trevor started swiping through his phone while people shouted questions and accusations at him from every direction. He held up the screen showing a photo of what looked like a wooden door with a heavy padlock, then swiped to show a set of concrete stairs leading down into darkness, then another image of something I couldn't quite make out in the dim lighting. Natalie lunged toward Trevor with a scream that didn't sound human, the cake knife still gripped in her